Hello, hi. I have to do the back, yeah, and stand next to here. And I'm once again bringing in a comment about two directors. There's a scene in the Titanic first, of course, by James Cameron, a Canadian director. He, uh, as in Martin Scorsese's previous latest movie. I think he came out with another one with Leonardo DiCaprio and was it another famous actors, an indigenous friendly theme. And I didn't see that. My husband raved about it though. But the previous one with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, where Joe Pesci won the Best Actor award, in that but the camera, it starts in a hospital, and this man is an invalid or well, uses a wheelchair, and the camera moves through the hospital and goes there. In the same way, in a ship, the camera goes. It's an empty corridor, and the camera goes in, yeah, kind of, yeah, and then opens out and then goes inside. And now I'm going to do one more Martin Scorsese, the swivel movement. I need to get it closer. It's a painting of mine. Okay, this is the best. Or I can. You'll be doing this actually with a scene, the live scene. Yeah, well, that starts there. And I'm going to go back. This is a theme, as I said, study slash work. And I chose Siddharth Mukherjee's The Song of the Cell and Douglas Hofstadter's Guru Lesherba. Um, so to sort of cinematize um, material that I have absorbed over the when I read it and with my researching over the past some years. Um, okay, this is not bad. Okay, sort of successive integration. All right, so you open out into a 2 by 2 square. All right, this is good leisure bar. So you choose your own. I've chosen the mathematical topic. So you choose how. So this could be a 2 by 2 square. So paintings with music in the background. Or you could do a 2 feet by 2 feet room. Take the camera in. You don't show the. It moves up to a 4 by 4 square with paintings and a different piece of music with other paintings and a different piece of music goes to a 16 by 16, more paintings, different music, and that's the Gödel Escherbach cinematization. Each time there is art in the form of a vase of flowers or paintings by famous artists with music playing in the background. You can think of a piece of Gödelian logic or Epimenides paradox, and that is what I have thought of. You can integrate squares. All squares have areas. Integration calculates areas. This statement is true, but it's very difficult in calculus, integral calculus, to prove this sort of thing, because some of it is like a postulate. You take some basics that have come through the ages of Isaac Newton, who came up with calculus. All right, have fun doing this, cinematizing this. This is successive integration in cinema style Gödel Escherbach. And for Siddhartha Mukherjee's The Song of the Cell, I came up with really good research from the last chapter, and I was looking through it, and he stressed upon DNA, cell, as in the gene. This was all discussed in a different way, and I had a painting where my DNA molecule the double helical structure of the DNA molecule had become all a little crooked, and I had named it the imperfections of the human molecule, meaning but literally, since there is symmetry in nature, it means infants born with Down syndrome or cerebral palsy. Or metaphorically speaking, it means perfect DNA possessing negative traits. You could never tell. All right, the symmetry is there, but then it's an imperfection, because God made the human kind or the people kind to, that was how Eden came. Well, that's a big biblical thing, of course. But in even Hinduism, there was the letter Om, that's Pranava, as you would say in Sanskrit, Pranavaha. And my son is named after that. And that's like the beginning, the letter Om. And nature came out with the a sound of the letter Om being chanted by the by the Saptarishis, said the seven saints, or the seven sages. And I have no idea how the seven sages came about, but you don't know how God came about. God created the seven sages, and they created the universe and slowly humankind. Well, they didn't believe in Darwin's theory of evolution or the Big Bang theory, etc. But it's a nice tale to learn about. But in the Bible, of course, you have the Garden of Eden, beauty, beautiful. But I guess Adam and Eve get bored, yeah, of so much of beauty, so much of goodness. But I like goodness in people. Yeah, I like goodness in people. But I remember Gone with the Wind. I'm actually like Melanie Wells. Through the years, I have realized. But as a young girl, reading the Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell, I like Scarlett Wells, Scarlett O'Hara, and I remember even writing this in my second published essay in Deccan Herald, a Bangalore newspaper, uh, saying that Melanie, I forget what I had actually. It's too good to be true, and Scarlett is catty, but you like her. I mean, she's so that sort of a thing. But I've changed my mind now. I like good people and good women. Sometimes they appear very good, but they have negative traits. That sort of puts me off. I've never wished anybody ill, but although recently I wish people who have made me work very hard and not rewarded me to know how hard it is to get ahead if the person was put through the acid test himself or herself. Yeah. But anyways, and as I learned through a source, because my email is not all good, it has a glitch attached to it, so I don't always get my responses. And Prime Minister Trudeau has at last said that he's going to have my collection published on the internet, the collection of political essays, and I have a few literary essays, but let's not split hairs here. That I'll have to look up myself, or those are in the archives. I know lost because my old computer's dead, and he's going to pay me $100, and that's it, straight from the top. Though it's like winning the lottery. How good could life be, right? Because I have no background, social sciences. I have newspaper essays and internet essays. But this is as good as it gets. Yeah, next time maybe a little more, and maybe a 1,500, 2,000, and the time after that, three and a half. Wow, I go to 5, 6. Yeah. And anyways, so coming back, this was what I thought, and the next one was fun. So there are two options, of course. You can have sexual, but it should be meaningful. Even if you enjoy yourself, you should kind of uh, give credit where it's due, that sort of a thing, and not always blame the person involved. So, all right, but it's fun to joke about these things, but you should keep it at a, because it could get yeah, or fun, so sexual or fun, and I have gone to the third portion. So the second one is I chose, yeah, The Tangle Tree by David Quammen. I've brought this up. I've this book. I've spoken from it. I hope you've picked it up too, because it's good. I've read a couple of chapters, and now I'm researching. And then I also chose Chuck Klosterman. This is my husband's collection. I wear the black. I wear the black hat. It's covered by the. Um, well, for this, I got myself, I think. Oh, well, let it go. I'll let it go. So, all right. The Tangle Tree, I read through it and look at what a nice scene that could be cinematized it led to. A maple tree of maple leaves with DNA bases written inside the leaf. So that would look sort of, you get the tree out. That's how they show it, right, in movies. It's all such clever editing, one by one branch. I think they snip it and then they put pieces together one after the other. Or it's all camera work. It's all done, close up, one branch, the other branch, that sort of a thing. And so this would be, painting and then um, filming it scene by scene and then putting it all together in animation, in an animation software. So it means the Canadian, the human DNA in Canada, ATGC basis, all make. So that's an interesting thought. So that led me to, the book led me to it. And for cinematization, Chuck Klosterman. I wear the black hat. There's this, I had forgotten all this. So I read through some of it. And Bill Clinton's time and Monica Lewinsky and the whole scandal came back. And I had always thought she had worn a red dress when, the whole dress under contention. By Kenneth Starr, right? It was brought about. She told Linda Tripp about it in a taped phone call on a tapped phone line. Linda Tripp about it. So that was a blue dress, and that is why he did this. The Democrats are all about blue. All right, very close, very close. And and of course with the expert Stephen Smith of then President Bill Clinton. And the thought came to me that he did so much for feminist women back then. This was in the 90s, right? You can look there was Janet Reno, the Attorney General, Madeleine Albright, the Secretary of State during his second term, and Hillary Clinton, the only First Lady to be assigned the legitimate job of healthcare. She didn't quite nail it, but she has nailed a lot of other things in her life. So, because as a lawyer, one smart lawyer, and so you can look up the names. Both of them fell in love in Yale University, Law School. Yeah, and cinematized portrayal of all this would be blue-colored cracks on a glass ceiling. That would be, sort of, again, you would have to do 1, 2, 3, and then it would all become completely, see, we are getting, who knows, this term and this election, it could be completely blue. The cracks on the ceiling. So will it stay that way for Barack Obama and Joe Biden have done more than their fair share for more blue-colored cracks in the glass ceiling? Barack Obama, of course, the Lilly Ledbetter bill. She died. Lilly Ledbetter passed away recently, dictating equal pay for equal work for women in the workforce. And a feminist VP, Kamala Harris, of course, first one during Joe Biden's presidential term. All right, then it's going to sadly end this time, but there are other good things to come, I'm sure. Yeah. So now my third one is my sporty gym. So I chose Andre DeGrasse, and I'll give my own experience with an energy gel. So Andre DeGrasse, the books are out there everywhere in bookstores. He tells you the secret to sprinting. All right, I'll let you read this. I've brought this up before in a couple of my YouTube videos. So took this small energy gel. It's a small package. It's 3.99 plus tax. We have it in the running room near our home, and it's for long distance run, 5 every 45 minutes. So I chose the blueberry flavor. I think that was all there was. And I next day came back that evening, and the next day, in fact, I was going to a Welsh Canadian wedding with my husband, of course, and it's his friend slash colleague slash friend, and a friend's son's the third child's wedding. And that morning, I chose to do some sprinting. So I drank the gel, walked all the way to High Park, in between patting a couple of dogs. Maybe that was a little bit of it. The dogs had come back from walks, but not a lot of it. It was a gel. So I walked all the way to High Park from here, which is about a 15-minute walk, at least slow pace, not too fast, regular pace. And I ran there, and it was a fantastic timing. All right, I timed it. I don't want to even share the timing with you because you're going to jinx the whole thing. And then I did it a couple more times, little more, and that was it. Unbelievable timing. It's made by the UC Berkeley Labs. They will not share the secret. I actually sent an email to the president. I shared this with Andre de Grasse. Well, more medals for Canada if it's allowed in the Olympics. And I shared it with and I thanked the running room. And then I sent it to the president of the UC Berkeley. If it becomes acceptable in the Olympics, you need to protect these inventors. That's what so these scientists. That's what I said, but I never heard back from him. So I guess it's okay. I mean, it's not. It's going to be a banned substance. It's not going to be. Yeah. So unbelievable timing. Unbelievable timing. You need to let it get into your bloodstream. It has caffeine, but there's some other X factor. I've done caffeine before running or a bit of tennis and everything. Andre Agassi. All right, there's his book. That's again my husband's library, but I have read quite a bit of it. And the last time I read a lot about Brooke Shields. Where is the phenomenon of the 90s in tennis? Steffi Graf, most winning player. Best, we all liked her, right? Well, she was very good, and and that's an understatement, right? Okay. So that I came to the portion where he began dating Steffi Graf. Steffi is short for Stephanie. I had no idea. She's never been called Stephanie. All right. But I'll let you in on a little snippet. The first time, it was their third date, and she was off to Germany the early next morning. She woke up, a night of revelry for both of them, and she walks out. She gives him a kiss or something, walks out, and he just goes back to goes under his bed covers, and well, not bed covers, under his blanket, and she lets herself out of the door, and he wakes up to find that she's left her birth control pills in his restroom, washroom, bathroom, and it means that she's ready to have children with him. Well, a hint. This is all back to Seinfeld time. All this, yeah. Well, and what would be as a good cinematized way of saying that they had sex? A tennis match between the two of them to cinematize would be fun. A rally with all of tennis's surprise elements, with him coming on top eventually. Oh well, it took a while. Editing would have to do some extra work. The sweat glistening and that sort of thing, droplets. They're good at this sort of thing. Cinema. True. And I think then I wanted one last thing, romance as such, fun, romance, cologne or general romance for your average, person, my husband and I, romance, cologne or deodorant, perfume, flowers, music, and the works to get you in the mood, and and what would be good cinematization for this? A conversation like adult people in a bath with a few drops of lavender essential oil. Obviously, if I'm filming it, we would have to have swimsuits on because I can't do restricted. I mean, it would have to be um, universal. Floating roses, floating LED lights, and conversation would be, leading to aftermath in the bedroom. All right. Signing off, Gayatri B. Sitaram. Thank you.